meets mind, we ponder, we dream.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Chris Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking technology, philosophy, and the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack the subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll be notified when new show comes online. If you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe. Please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, if you've been listening to the show for a while, if you've been watching the show for a while, you know that I'm all about proactivity. One of the things that really annoys me about these virtual assistants, even AI virtual assistants, even things like ChatGPT, is that they're all reactive. For example, I'm sitting here and my Alexa is not saying anything to me, but I have a shipment coming today. So it told me earlier that there was a shipment coming today, but that's it. That's all it told me. It didn't tell me what's in it. Didn't tell me what time it's coming. Didn't tell me a lot. It just gave me a notification. So sure, AI can do some notifications. But what it can't do is be proactive. And you know, I'm a big fan of proactivity. And I talked about this once before. Here's my example. Let's say you're driving to pick up your son from school, right? He's got a phone, you've got a phone. You're driving along and you realize you're going to be late. Now, Google Maps on your phone knows where you're going. It probably has it in the calendar. It probably has seen that you go pick up your son every day around the same time, and it knows you're going from home to a school. So the systems all know so much about us. They know everything about us. They already know everything about us. They won't tell us what they know. I mean, some companies will reveal what they know about us, but they know everything about us. And I wouldn't be surprised if the microphone right now is listening in on my conversation, listening in on my show, and recording all this for its own benefit. But these systems, these giant tech companies, they already know everything there is to know about us, whether or not they're capturing it in real time by listening to me, or looking at my calendar, or tracking my movements. All of these companies know all this about me. They know that I'm going to the school to pick up my son. And based on traffic patterns, they know I'm going to be about 15 minutes late. So why can't my AI automatically send a text to my son saying, hey, I'm running about 15 minutes late? Why do I have to tell my phone to send a text to my son to tell him I'm being 15 minutes late when it knows all of this about me already? It knows what I'm doing. It knows where I'm going. It knows what it should be doing, but it doesn't do anything. Everything is reactive. Everything is reactive. And I was talking earlier about the interface. I'm like, it's a great interface. It's a great interface. They've decided on the best human to AI, human to computer interface, which is a conversation, because that is what we do as humans. We converse. So it's an excellent interface, fantastic interface. But it won't do things without you asking for, even though it has all of the knowledge in the world. And I'm not just talking about ChatGPT. I'm talking about all of these systems around us. My Alexa, my Google Assistant, Siri, all of these assistants around us. They know, but they won't do anything. They won't do a damn thing unless you ask them to. Now, I think that's wrong. I think they know so much about us, and they don't do anything about it. They can't help us because they've basically been told by their tech overlords not to help us. Don't ask me why. I would love my assistants to actually assist me proactively. Now, I posted this on X, I think, the other day, and somebody said, well, obviously, that's no good, because what if all of a sudden you're in the middle of a meeting and it starts doing something inappropriate? It starts telling you, hey, don't forget to pick up your son, or whatever. All it needs to do is be contextually aware. It's already contextually aware. It can just look at my calendar. It can tell I'm in a meeting, so it knows not to bother me. So see what I'm saying, folks? Is that we're in a situation today where we have incredibly sophisticated technology at our beck and call in these devices all around us. Ambient computing is here. It's here. But the biggest problem with it is that it's not proactive. It won't help us without us asking to be helped. And I think we need to make that leap. We need to jump over that barrier. And I think a lot of tech companies are holding back from that barrier because they don't want to reveal the fact that they have this much information about us. They have tons of information about us. If they were to do things proactively, outside of simple notifications like the one I got about my shipment, then we would know what they knew about us. I mean, just go back into your Google timeline. If you use Google Maps, go back into your Google timeline, and you probably have this turned on by default. It can track, and sometimes I use this myself to go, what was the name of that restaurant we went to in Athens on this date? I don't remember exactly, but if you go back through your Google timeline, there it is. Everything is there. And you may be shocked and appalled at this, or you may think to yourself, oh, that was really helpful. This is like my backup brain. And if you ask me, having a backup brain is incredibly useful. As a human, I feel like I'm already a cyborg. I've been augmented by this technology. This technology is helping me to remember things. What's so bad about that? What's so bad about that? Sure, a giant corporation, a tech company knows all about me as well. But if it gave me value in return for what it knows by helping me proactively through the day, then maybe I'd be more okay with it holding my data. It holds my data anyway. Give me more value for the data you're holding. Be proactive and do things for me instead of me always having to ask you to do something. I'd love your thoughts on this. I mean, I talked to numbers of people about this, and half of them say, oh, no, God, no, I don't want my machines to do anything for me. And the other half is, yes, please, let it take the burden off me. I wish it would help me more. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.
Pixels and philosophies merge and mold, a future untold, unseen.